When it comes to hunting big mule deer, the Paunsagaunt unit in southern Utah ranks at the top of the list. In 2020, Dusty Bulloch drew a premium limited entry archery deer tag. Sit back and watch as you see some of the bucks that we scouted, as well as the buck that he ended up harvesting. After looking over multiple big bucks, this was the buck that Dusty decided to hunt. David Verosco of North Rim Outfitters sent us this awesome video clip when he'd found out Dusty had harvested this buck.
This is my 2020 Paunsagaunt archery buck. It's a special buck for me. It's the biggest buck I've killed, but it's really the first full hunting experience I've had. I didn't know anything about the unit. I had just driven by it, you know, growing up, but I didn't know anything about it. And we started to get to know the unit by meeting up one Saturday and driving for 12 hours all over. And then just coming down and setting up cameras. I'd never set up cameras before. Last week, we were getting kind of frustrated. We had went down and, you know, we were looking for this huge buck that Colby saw. We called him the Yeti buck. And we couldn't find him, and he didn't come in once on our cameras, and we were feeling kind of down. And we were checking this other camera for that big 3-point, and Colby got an image on his phone, and we saw this side, this strong 5 left side, and then that's when my emotions went from stressed to excited. This morning we got up extra early, sat in the blind a couple hours before light came up. Colby had the timing down, all the details ironed out, and even when it was still kind of dark, Colby handed me the binoculars and said, "He's there." And I looked up, I could see the silhouette of his antlers, and that's all I could see. All I could see was antlers. Couldn't even really see the buck. We got excited, and he said, "Let's hold off, he'll come back after the sun comes up." And then we're sitting there, sun comes up, a couple bucks come in, and then Colby says he's bedding right there, 80 yards. The next thing we know, a few minutes later, he stands up and starts walking in. And at this point, I can barely talk. My heart is beating out of my chest. And he comes in and he's looking at us. He's straight on, and I'm just waiting for him to turn so that I can get a shot. But every time we make a sound or move, even the slightest bolt, the deer will look up at us. So it was intense, a lot of pressure. And Colby told me to take the shot, so I pulled back, made the best shot that I could, and it put him down. And he ran for a ways. We let him go and rest, and came back on his trail and found him in the shade. And that's when the happiness, gratitude, and relief set in, and the tired arms. He's 31-inch spread, 208 and 5/8 score, 5 by 5. Hunt of a lifetime.